What's up? How's everybody doing? There you go. As a waitress in a hotel bar. Hope you're all well, whoever's here. World at your feet. So easy for you. Thank you, Bear.
Hey girl! Next time, bitch. I'm gonna ruin you.
8 months, woo! As if I put up with you with 8 months, yeah. Well, you know, you're welcome to apply for refunds. You can contact Twitch. Thank you. Have a good one. I still love you. So let's see, James, we've got a, aw, thanks, Drew. So James has got a little meeting, and she's got a thing with Hugsy. Thank you. Turn this down just a smidgen. Oh. Go. She's just in her comfy jeans. Gosh. So, it's friggin' hot here. I've been out all day in the heat. It's killed me. Came home, took a cold shower, and now I'm absolutely fucking freezing inside my house.
Hey Jesse.
Thank you.
How's it going?
You're welcome. To see ya.
Let me see what I'm gonna get for these presents.
Oh yeah. How you doing, Jesse?
All right. All
Good.
right.
How's the paperwork?
You know, it's paperwork. So,
Stacks? Still have stacks? Or are you catching up?
I'm catching up. Not quite there yet,
Nice.
but I'm catching up. Basically, I've got to take all that paperwork and I've got to put it in our MDT,
IMG.
and it's a thing.
Yeah. Oh, sounds awful.
What's the advertisements?
Well, Lenny's just trying some new stuff. You know, he's a manager here, and he's really stepping up and taking some initiative to try some new things. So I think if any businesses or anybody has anything special they want to advertise, they can come see him. And we also started, or he also started, a customer of the week. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I should know what it meant.
Yeah, I didn't either when I came to work.
It's good. He's quite a resourceful guy, it seems.
He is. Yeah, he is. Well, what can I get for you today?
Can I go with the... Oh, damn it. Sorry.
Hard to choose, isn't it?
Yeah,
What
because
are
it's
you
like I
craving
want...
today?
Yeah, because it's like I want like half of one meal and half of another meal.
You
It
tell me
becomes a
just
pain
what
in the
you
butt.
want. Between me and you, I will take care of you, and you don't tell anybody else.
All right, I won't tell anybody.
Okay.
Tell anyone what?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's girl talk.
So can I get 2 signatures and 2 taco delights, and I would really like the ramen.
2 signatures
Mm-hmm.
and 2 taco delights.
Yep.
But you
But
really
what I'm really
like the ramen.
yeah, I'm really craving the ramen and the beef balls. Not so much the mochi or the cappuccino.
I gotcha.
How's it going, Kate?
Not bad, not bad. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm just hungry. Oh, I don't even have a backup drink. Rip.
This place makes my nose go funny.
Okay. Let's see if I did this right. Okay. Check the tray. See how I did. Oh my god.
Fantastic. You got it. It's like you're a pro at this.
Did it! Woohoo!
Thank you very much.
Excellent. You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, see ya. Have a good one. Hello.
I could have swore there was a different car sitting there, and now her car's sitting there. Earlier, she was looking at places. Hey, Max. Earlier, so what she does sometimes is example. I'll show you. And she usually goes on her bike because nobody really pays attention to people on bikes, to be honest. So like, she and I'm gonna use it for the detective stuff about the best vantage points. Hey, socially exhausted, how's it going? Oh, I'm gonna get hit by a car. Hope you're okay. Good to see ya. So yeah, she tries to find vantage points. So like, I guess one example is that if you want to see vanilla unicorn, but you don't want to be noticed, there's a few different places you can be. So like, obviously you can get up there, I believe. And then there's a clothing shop across the street. And then, yeah, there's just like, I don't know, there's just all sorts of different places. I'm trying to think of one specific one. Oh, I found like the only real vantage point for Azteca House is the power station across the street. So like, that's what she'll do. Like, she'll find out where things are and to try to find out like the best vantage points. Yeah. Cause like, so let's see, actually. Oh yeah, I can go through here. Excuse me. So like, you could get on this top building here to the left, but you can't actually see their compound, but you can see down in that alley. But that doesn't really like help anything. So then where you really have to go is you have to go to this power station across the street over here. Like all those buildings over there. because they're behind this hedge and it's this building here and like the side and stuff. Because you want to be far enough away so if they make you, you have time to get out of there. So... Jesse got her. You said T. I'm guessing you mean team. So I haven't. I've basically been looking. So I need to finish my thing. So Jessie finds herself a little conflicted because Loxley hadn't been back for a while. So her plan was take HVT and SCU, which is Street Crimes Unit that Brown had proposed, and then HVT, which is high value target, so like bounty hunters, or warrant chasers, so to speak, and basically combine the two because those would fan out over all the other ones. So like my thing is that would make basically street crimes and HVT would be like the bread and butter. I really want Banks to help head that up. Jesse's got a lot of respect for Banks and he has high standards like her. So, but then Loxley came back and so, I don't know. I think her thing is it's hard because she doesn't want to put anybody off being part of the detectives, but at the same time, like, she has her ideas of how it should be. Sup, Warden? Sup, Andrews? Mm-hmm. Actually, I'll go to Davis. I'm gonna go to Davis. We have a senior leadership meeting tonight, so I need to look at the roster and shit like that. Nah, he didn't. You sorted all your shit yet, Taylor?
Ah, for fuck. I find mine stuff that's even harder than finding everyone else's stuff. Still got my pearl necklace on. Would you like me to give you a pearl necklace?
You know, I think I'll be all right today.
Oh, okay.
I've got a date with Hugsy, so I don't think I should show up with a pearl necklace already.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. Well, that's reasonable, I suppose.
He cracks me up. Now, Brown didn't really get, so as far as Brown got, he proposed things, and then I think Loxley proposed his HVT thing, and then I think he'd done his car and his outfits and was looking at other cars and different things, but he hadn't actually put anything in motion. And Jesse had sent him notes about his. Actually, we're gonna go frig because we're not doing detective stuff. So like, nah, he didn't really get it off the ground. But I just think as I've been evaluating stuff, I think that HVT is good, but like, I think HVT and SCU, which is like smaller scale stuff, is it's smaller scale, but it like feeds into the bigger ones, so it's really going to give us a lot of intel for the bigger units. So I think it's a hugely important unit on top of primary detectives. If they don't want to specialize, will stay in that SCU. And I feel that HVT, I don't grasp how it works as its own division, like its own unit. So I feel that they should be working with street crimes. So I don't know how it functions, then like it makes sense to Jesse anyways. So I saw that Lux has been on a couple of times. I just haven't been able to catch him to be like, hey, yo, what's the deal, yo? To just be like, these are my thoughts. I've looked at his proposal and his like SOPs, but his SOPs for me anyways aren't anything much more than what Brown's were. And it was just saying we hold ourselves to high standards, follow all the rules. We're going to use skills and all this kind of stuff. But there was like no actual procedural write-ups, no like how are they going to function? I don't know. You know, like I would have wanted to see stuff like when I come in, you know, we're going to have a warrant system and this is how we're going to do it, XYZ. So, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing for him and stuff, but, you know, I feel like since none of it got off the ground, I feel like I have leeway. Oh, damn it. I don't have any of my shit.
Last thing I seen in the announcements, it was being handled by, I believe, by another officer, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, expungement's finished. We have to take the anklet off. We'll deal with that. Are you at the front desk still, Warden?
Yeah, we're up here.
All right, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Just chilling.
Just chilling.
902, you available?
Gonna be in my head for 1 second.
No worries, no worries.
You got someone out front asking for you. Joseph, I believe.
Yeah, I'll just be in my head 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah, so so then over here, restricted hubs is gonna be Sid. So this is where my team will sign in. Oh, no, but I don't have anything in here yet. However, what I've been working on to have here is so like obviously this won't be on there, but this will be what I've been working on. So then I've got to fix this. A lot of this is just placeholdered. But so this will be on the MDT and they can pick which one or they can just go through pages, but like that's like the structure thing will change there, the team. So I'd like a big team. Ongoing special investigations. So and then obviously Restricted access, I mean, gang unit, that's where all the gang profiles are going to go. And then restricted access is going to be, restricted access is like high profile cases that not everybody on the team is privy to. I have no idea if the stream's okay. Because, I don't know, sometimes it's funky for me and then sometimes it's not. Oh. So, yeah. Sorry if it's buffering for you. Like mad. I'm not sure what it is. But let me see if I can. Sounds like a you problem. Yeah, sounds like a you. Trades, other things, additional, like, so, you know, I'm still playing around. It's on Gitbook, which I'm not used to at all. So it's been a learning curve, but oh my gosh, come on. How's this shift? Have you worked long today?
Yeah, I've been on most of the afternoon. It's just been quiet. A few chases, but yeah, it's been quiet.
Well, that's good then.
So I'm just having a look at the roster. What? Yeah, I was having technical issues, so I've had to reset everything again. It's a pain in the ass the way I wanted to set up, so I've had to redo it all again.
Yeah, it's all right. It's no worries. All right. So I know that you guys weren't able to have a meeting yesterday and stuff. Was there anything you know about or anything in particular you wanted to bring forth that I need? A big fucking bust?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry. There's been that much happening this week. Yeah, we main appearance. Yeah, it was a fantastic raid, whatever you want to call it.
The hell did you find on her?
Have a look on the reports. It's quite a lot.
Jesus
it was
Christ.
yeah, it was successful. It was very good. It was very good. The whole team did really well.
Dang, that was one hell of a
Actually,
bust.
completely forgot. Yeah, it was very good. It was very good.
Well, congratulations. You guys, you've been watching
Yeah,
them for a
thank you.
while. Hornby was always trying to keep me up to
Yes.
speed about things on it. Cause,
Yeah, we have been staking out the area.
he's been
quite a
staking
lot,
out.
so,
Well, he had that. Didn't he
yeah.
have like a raid warrant months ago? But then all the LOAs and everything happening and everything seemed to kind of go cold for a bit. But looks like you guys got it in the end. Congrats. I'll have to like update
Yeah, it
some
was
of that
great.
shit.
It was great. Yeah, yeah.
You guys didn't have any trouble down gang territory when you guys were down there?
I think Pickle got shot by one of the members. But other than that, it went well. It went well. So nobody else got injured or anything like that. So it was a smooth operation altogether.
That's great, man. Okay, so other than that, you said it's kind of quiet.
Quite quiet, so it's yeah. On my side, I don't think there's anything need to be bringing up, but yeah, I'm happy with everything.
All right, good. Yeah, remember just keep your rank up, keep everything going.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that Elena. And you know, if you have any issues or assistance, if you need any help with anything, you know, then you know, that's just take it up to the next level, which would be us senior leadership. So take it up to LTs or whatever. Not in your own
Yeah.
department, then across department. Promotions, because I think that's going to be a
Yeah.
big talk about today.
Yeah.
So, do you have any in sheriff? Like, let's start with your department. Do you have anybody? But he's here.
No. Yeah, it's been very quiet with the sheriff's department.
Yeah. And I know he'd moved to LSPD, but you know, Cassidy's and everything. That's kind of been a
Yeah.
thing, a hit to you guys.
Yeah.
So just impressing upon if anybody needs anything from us or anything, just reach out.
Yeah, I am going to request to go see Cassidy at some point. Go, you know, just go pay my respects to him, and yeah.
Yeah, I think me and Hornby talked about getting something going. I think we talked about having some sort of fundraiser or memorial thing of some sort for those of us that want to.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Just
Other than
trying to
that,
look
I
at
think
the
your
roster
ranks
now.
are all right. I know Utley has been kind of on LOA lately, last few weeks.
Yeah.
But I think if, you know, once you guys get back and get rolled back in and stuff, I think some of you are getting pretty close to moving up the chain, I think. People, because how long they've been around, you know? It's more of, it's not just how good they are, too, but it's like how much they're facing and they're good, you know? It's kind of like if you're on at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you could be a great officer, but you're not going to have the same kind of action you get to 8 to 9 that puts you under that pressure that shows us that, you know, you're ready for that next big step.
I don't think I'm ready for the next step yet. I'm not ready. I'm not rushing.
I think you need a little more time to cook.
I'm not rushing it.
I think you're great, though.
I'm happy where I am. I'm not rushing to the next level.
I mean, and you've got the FTO stuff you started picking up. So, I mean, you're still progressing in a way, and you're still doing great. So, you know, there's no need to rush anything.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the FTO. I have been thinking about walking away from the sheriffs, but I'll put that to the side for a little bit just to carry on. Yeah. I have been thinking about. I have told Makai this that I've been thinking about going back to LSPD, but see how things carry on. See how things go.
Yeah, I think the hard part is like when things are quiet. I think everybody considers that kind of stuff. I just feel like you and I mean, like I know we. I wouldn't make any decisions, especially with everybody gone right now and everything that's been happening.
That's why I put it to the side.
Just keep on coasting. Yeah, keep on coasting. I'd wait till everybody's back and you guys have found your norm again, and then maybe look at it. You know, after you've had a couple of weeks of normal again, because you guys have been kind of up and back with all the LOA, different.
Crafting as well, and
Yeah, and I think he's
It's-
picking up FTO, FTI as well, or he's trying to,
Yeah.
because of his time
Yeah.
capabilities. I know he's kind of been LOA the last week or so, but we'll get it sorted.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to make sure that in some way people are progressing, they feel. And then I know there's been certs, so I know people have been trying to do certs. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I've just been encouraging everybody to do. So other than that, in any of the other departments, have you maybe noticed anybody that you feel is for some sort of... I mean, of course. Let me...
She's very good at investigating stuff as well. I've noted her reports are brilliant. Really, really good.
Let me see what she's looking at.
So I'm just looking.
I think part of the issue with Zenka is she was doing so great, and then she went away for like I think 3 weeks, and now she's come back again. So it seems like she's been a cadet for weeks and weeks and weeks, but we haven't actually had her on shift for those weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
So
what
let me
I've seen,
check.
because I've been doing a lot of things with her, helping her, and she's great. I think she'd be a great officer.
Yeah, she's got experience. I worked with her in a previous department. I don't remember what rank she ended up at before she moved, but I think she's pretty much got most of everything done. So it looks like...
I think she'd be ready for officer role.
So if you're on shift with her again, so if you, like, because you remember, do you know how to access on the MDT, the tracker sheets? You know how to do that?
I've got the password.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take a look at it now and again.
Yeah. If you look at it, though, I can tell you now that she needs to, so like impounding, depoting, VIN scratch, strike points on vehicles, driving in calm. Boxes, and then next time someone's in, they'll assess her. Same thing, being primary on scene, breaching, clearing the scene and searching, those things. Once she gets those checked off, an FTI will assess her. So same thing, like if I come in there, I'll try to
go through the cadets first, and then we'll look through the officers and the officers. I'm just looking through it in it. Billy Bob, what's Billy Bob? Is this the cadet for life?
He's very resistant to wanting to graduate, so probably.
What about 252? Oh, he's still
All right,
bit.
let me see right here. I'm just gonna check and see who's on duty
Sorry,
real quick. If we got any other
I'm rushing
LTs.
you. I do apologise.
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. Shit. Didn't mean to send that a second time. Okay. That's all right.
How's it going?
Hey,
Hi,
what's
mate.
up?
Yeah,
I'm
mate.
just
How you
catching
doing,
up
mate? You
with
alright?
Harris a little
Yeah, not
bit
too bad.
from their low command, so I just put that out before I forget. Didn't mean to put it
Nah, it's all
twice. Okay. So what were you saying, Harris? You were saying you're just looking at any other departments. Yeah, because we're good with the input. You know, like you may see things we don't. It's all about catching people. So who'd you bring up? You said 252. Who's that?
Yeah, that's. Is it? I always forget his name. Hold on. Go back into the roster.
2.
Okay.
Which we were supposed to do. I think we were supposed to do last week, but then he was out a few days, and then when he did come around, it was later at night. And then that's outside of MRPD. The hell?
Mm.
I guess we'll keep an eye on it. Looks like we've got a
I'm on
trooper and
radio.
2 officer. Okay. just let us know if we need to move.
Yeah, we'll do.
Because it looks like Jones and Taylor were right there. Hours when there haven't been FTIs around. He hasn't got a serious assessment, but I've been watching because next time he's in, even if he doesn't have PBS, I want him to get a serious assessment done. So yeah. Dick and Stephen Dick. So they're both officers.
They're both great. Yeah.
I know Walsh has been really putting it in.
Yeah.
Savage.
Popolski, how's it? I've not seen him much, but when I have seen him, he's always impressing me. I think he's a very good officer.
Just to update you, it sounds like he got knocked down from behind, outside of PD.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I think 210 is ready. I think he's ready for what's the officer?
Yeah,
Senior
Hudak.
officer.
Senior officer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you.
I think he'd be ready. I think he's really good.
Yeah, I get you.
Let's have a look at corporals. Oh no, senior officer. Sorry. Warden. I love Warden. I think she's great. I think she'd be ready for corporal. I think Warden's brilliant.
Yeah, I think there's going to be quite a bit of shifting, so we'll see how everything shakes loose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Warden. Yeah, I think she'd be ready for corporal.
Cool. All right. Well, unless there's anything else and stuff, I guess me and Banks will get on with it. But otherwise, I'll put any notes or anything that's going to be passed back to you guys in the emails, or I'll catch you. I know I came on yesterday to see if there was a meeting going on, but I think you guys were all on actives and things like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right, then I'll leave you guys to it. I don't know if anybody else is coming down.
Cheers, buddy.
No, it's all good. Have a good one. Thank you.
It's another person.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's it going?
Right, I'll leave you two guys.
All right, we'll see you, Harris. Thank you.
Later.
See you later.
How we doing?
I'm tired. I'm hella tired.
That's a mood.
Tired, huh? Yeah. I guess kind of my mood as well. I think we're the only LTs on, I think, right now.
There's not that many lieutenants anyway.
Nah,
No,
there's not that many right now.
Chan is weekends really, isn't he now? So he's he won't be around. Artley, I don't think he'll be around. He's having a little bit of a break away from things. Yeah, he's
been on LOA a little bit.
And then Rogers again is not really around when we're doing these things. So
yeah, he's more like
He's a bit
later.
of a weekend boy.
Yeah, so I think that's all of us.
Yep, I think that's pretty much all of us. All right. Well, they weren't able to really have a meeting yesterday, but Harris showed up here to catch up. He doesn't really feel there's a whole lot that maybe low command had. I think that, I just encouraged them, and they said they're trying to push to make sure that they get, that they're taking things up the chain in the right order, so making sure they're using the ladder system, so to speak. If it's not somebody in their own department, then go department parallel with the ranks and take it a step up further if that person's not available, and so on. He says it's been quiet in sheriffs, and, they've taken some knocks, and I think as well, I don't know if it's certain comments and different things and he's very passionate about the narcotics thing.
I think if that's the case and someone that is like that is looking at leaving the kind of department, then I think that should be passed on to Hornby, and Hornby should really be kind of chatting to people and finding out why and what's wrong and what's up and how can you make it better, because that like you say, like Harris to me gives off the vibe of sheriff. So
yeah, like he's not gonna ever leave it. So I was just kind of talking to him about it, and that's kind of what predominantly we talked about, because I got here about 20-30 minutes ago, and I tried to kind of suss out what it was, because I know Hornby's on LOA for a bit, and if he did know there was an issue, I think he'd want to address it or talk to Harris, especially because they're pretty close. But I think he just said it's so quiet. There's been a lot of people on LOA, like Bez just got back from being sick. Hornby's been on and off LOA because of that, and then I think Declan just being on LOA. I think what it is, and everything, but I kind of talked to him, and I think he said he's just going to sit for right now, because I think he agreed that what's going on right now in sheriffs is not their norm, as far as who's around, what's going on, everything. That being said, they had one hell of a bust. What was it, last week? And wait till more people are back around and just kind of hang tight. But I think he's just had moments of where maybe he feels like he's kind of off on his own. And they've lost their norm, So I think I think it's more of a fleeting thought, but, I think if it keeps going long term, he's talked about just going back to LSPD. But I could tell he doesn't really want to do that.
yeah, I think that's where the conversation with Hornby comes in. Then he needs to air it out, kind of thing. Whether I don't know whether it's like a one-to-one thing or whatever, or if he needs to bring it up in like a sheriff's meeting that they have. But
yeah,
he obviously needs to put his stuff across somewhere. So
yeah, like he definitely needs to go to Hornby as well. So I just offered to be in air and kind of fill it out, because like I said, Hornby on LOA, and I don't want to be like, well, take it up with Hornby, when he's not around. Plus Harris is a good friend of mine, so I don't think he wants to. Like I said, he's very devoted to the department. I just think with all the LOAs and other shit going on, I think maybe he's just been missing the camaraderie of a department. And I think that's kind of what's kind of making him feel that way. But I think if they get back to a norm and back where they were, and people, are coming back, and maybe they get a few new ones in, I think it'll be just fine. But yeah, we should push that on to Hornby.
They've definitely had some interest from people. I know.
Oh yeah.
I know Hugh Dick is interested in going over that way. I've spoken to him about it
before.
That
son of a bitch. And then Savage, Savage as well, bastard.
Yeah, Savage is he's born and bred a sheriff.
Oh
I've
yeah.
known him a while.
Yep. So I mean, they'll get new faces.
I know Hugh Dick wants it though. So that's, I mean, I think it's more waiting on just the kind of the ranks and stuff for him, and then they'll have some people back in again, and he won't feel. It's the same kind of thing as what Chan had, where I think he's just feeling a bit alone.
When the troopers kind of were quiet for a little bit. Yeah, I think that's the thing. You don't like to feel like a solo show, and that's what I told him. I was like, when you're up, and when you're not, sometimes it can feel very quiet, and you can feel like you're on your own. So I get it. We even had it in LSPD, and we have, on the roster, we have more numbers than the others, but we go through times where there's just more of all the other departments, versus how many are in the black. And if you feel yours isn't doing as good or well, then you can take it personally. It can drain on you.
Big time. Big time.
He's got a lot going on with the FTO stuff, and, keep doing the work. So I think it'll be all right. So, but yeah, we need to pass it on to Hornby, and they can have a chat. get the department to chat, or maybe all them to meet up. Yeah, that's really all I had. For them, and then we just kind of talked about promotion stuff, which I know High Command definitely wanted.
Yeah, Andrew's asked me to have a check of some stuff as well, so.
Yeah, so I can note them down. I know that some have already been talked about before and stuff like that, but basically whatever names we bring up, I'll just note down, and then, you know, we won't assume that High Command has their eyes on any of them. And then if they do, then okay, then that's just a point in that person's favor. If they don't, then maybe it'll make them consider somebody they hadn't.
Yeah.
We can start with, you want to start with you, Brooks? Do you guys have anybody in the troopers that you feel is ready to move in any direction?
No, I think within the department, we kind of just say as is at the moment. Amato is, Amato's putting in the work, but I think he needs a little bit more time. And then he'll be perfect for the sergeant role. And
Gotcha.
that we're all sergeants and above, so we're good on
Yeah.
that front.
I noticed, I thought this was, I'm not sure if this was brought up because I'm not sure. Being trooper, because that was something that was asked for, and I don't know if it was ever taken to High Command.
Oh yeah. No, we had a trooper meeting about it. I can't remember when it was, but we thought about it. Thing is, we don't really have a name to define the two at the moment. Senior trooper is obviously captain. And if you don't have a senior, what do you have? That's the issue. You have a senior and a junior being corporal. It needs a name, a defining name to separate them. If we had that, we'd do it. Just coming up with one, really.
Could you not, like, shift on? I know you got, like, your senior trooper is your, obviously Lane is that rank, but could you not shift that down to being the lieutenant and add in, like, assistant? Of senior troopers,
So to me, like, those are right next to each other. So like the way that Banks is saying it made more sense to me. But yeah, otherwise you're having to like invent a name or come up with some sort of name.
Yeah, it's a fair suggestion. I never thought of it, so I'll bring it up and see if we get see if everyone's happy with that. It makes sense to me because it is basically a assistant at this point. So
yeah, I can say it's your second in command really for your department. So.
I mean, the other consideration is if they're leaving if Lane and Pickle are leading as a pair, you could literally just pop Lane up to head trooper and have senior trooper BLTs. You wouldn't even have to invent. Phil, if they're leading as a pair, then it would be fine to have 2 ranks in one role at the top and divide the middle ranks. I don't know. There's options. It's y'all's rodeo.
yeah, I'll get that brought up. It's worth a shot.
All right, cool. Banks with Rangers. Anything to think of?
One from the Rangers, and I genuinely think that Kane is ready for Sergeant, isn't he? Geez. So yeah.
All right, cool. So this will just be another directional push forward.
Yeah, Self and Warden have both said that they're like signed up on the same day. So yeah, personally, I think Kane definitely deserves a nudge up.
Gotcha. I think everybody else, yeah, you guys have kind of filled out as well. So
yeah, everyone else in that kind of thing. I mean, Collins is Collins. He's I think he's good where he is, to be honest.
yeah.
And then I mean, everyone else is in their slots and ready. So.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. And sheriffs, I talked to, I mean, since there's no one here, I mean, we can kind of look at it too, but I've talked to Harris about it. Harris said that he's moves up to LT. I think he says he's in no rush to be promoted. He doesn't feel that he's ready to be LT. Declan, I think, does really, really well. I think that would be more like a department call for them. But I think Declan's actually trying to and I think because of that, and I think of some other stuff, I think I'd hold off, even, you know.
Yeah, like he said to me, like, in the past and stuff, he's had a few things that have kind of annoyed him, that it just feels like I gotta get him past under the radar and stuff. And I was like, well, have you brought him up to people and have you brought things up? And he was like, well, there's no point. And I was like, well, there is a point, because if people don't know about it, they can't, you know, resolve it and stuff. So
yeah, I think from what I know of Utley, like I said, he was applying himself so well. He was helping on every front. He was assisting with FTI stuff. He will always take people out. Obviously, he's got the SWAT stuff, and then he was helping with the expungement stuff. So he was helping on like paperwork ways, you know, and stuff. And I feel like he was like super applying himself. But I think he's gotten kind of caught up on those things that, you know, and instead of, you know, bringing it up and being persistent and, you know, staying in there, he's kind of just taken a step back. I wouldn't say it's knocked him down or anything, like, in my opinion. Like, I don't see him that way. I just think that it just means that I think he's in a hold pattern right now until I think he can get back in more regularly and, you know, start applying himself again. But again, it's their department overall. Those are just my thoughts as somebody that's worked with them for a while.
no, I'd agree.
But yeah, I think other than that, I think they're all kind of good. So I think they're all kind of good where they sit. And they've got other things they're working on that I think have nothing to do with their actual ranks. So thoughts. Okay, I'm just going to note that down.
I saw a picture the other day.
Like randomly,
very
yeah.
briefly.
Yeah, very briefly.
Really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was crazy. I saw it on the radio and I was like, "What the fuck?" So.
I genuinely thought it was a ghost when I saw it. I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was like, "Victor." I was like, "Oh wait, it is Victor."
Okay, so then next we've got Hugh Dick. I feel that he is ready. He's been applying himself.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yep.
I feel Kabolski's really been putting in the hours. So I could feel he could be ready.
I'd say he's like teetering on the edge of being ready. I wouldn't be like,
yeah.
Role, and I mean, there's not really too much expected more off of a senior officer than what there is an officer.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just see if they're a senior officer. So they should be complete. you know, like, so anything, you know, because senior officer is when you start picking up other assignments. And then the last thing is proficient knowledge of the penal code. So I think I'm with you, though. I feel like he's right there on the edge. I wouldn't be upset if he got it, but it's not like where Hugh Dick, where I was like, he's ready.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah,
I'm not in the
he's
same.
not leaping off the page at me to say, yeah, like he's, you know, he's definitely there and he's in that mold of a senior officer, what we'd be expecting for a senior officer, you know. But he's still, I don't think he's, you know, if he was to be considered, like, then that's fair enough. I think if everyone else is kind of there going, yep, fair enough, he's worthwhile going up, then that's fair enough. If they think he can fill that spot and he can do it well and, you know, do it to a good ability, then great. But again, if he doesn't move up, I still won't be angry that he's not moved up, kind of thing. I would be angry if Hugh Dick didn't get a promotion, basically. Like, you know, that's the
I
difference.
get you there. Yeah, I think that's the difference. So we got JJ.
From what I've said, I like JJ. I think he's doing quite well.
I think for me, JJ, on the other hand, I feel he would get angry if he didn't get senior officer.
yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, again, though, I think he's doing all right. I think I mean, I've not seen anything that's kind of annoyed me or upset me about JJ. So
he gets a little mouthy sometimes. He gets a little.
Say he's very. You get him in the right time, and he'll be very mouthy. And like you said, if he's gonna get angry that he's not getting promoted, I don't think it's a reason
to do it. Yeah.
No.
I don't personally agree with that attitude. That's a bad mindset to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just think
I've not really done too much with him. Like I've the few times I have kind of dealt with him. Like he's been fine. He's done all right.
Yeah.
I think all right is kind of the level though. That's the thing. It's like, is it right enough to get pushed up?
I think where it does it for me when I consider promotion. I don't want to sound bad the way I say this. They've just been good officers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas H-Dick, I feel, has applied himself. If you gave him an opportunity to lead, to push, he'd push on his own. He was gung-ho about getting his classes done for the guns. He's here. He'll take the lead, and he's also, at the same time, he's also a team player. Like, I feel, I don't know, what I've seen from him supersedes being an officer. So I guess that's why he's an easy one for me. JJ, I think, is a great cop. I just haven't seen anything that tells me senior officer yet. He's come in, he's done what he needs to do. I guess it's maybe a way to put it. Cops hasn't been around. I believe Cops is currently. I think Cops is actually being moved to inactive. I think.
That would surprise me.
Walsh.
I'll probably push through that one a bit more. Walsh, I like Walsh. I think Walsh is good.
Good for promotion or just good as a cop? Sorry.
He's definitely up there on probably. I don't think he's as applied as what Dick has been from what I've seen, but he's definitely applied himself more than others, and I think that's something that if we're going to be looking at promotions, then he is one of those people that I wouldn't really want to have waiting around for a longer time. Because
what were you saying, Brooks? Go ahead.
So.
Whereas I feel Walsh hasn't done that. Walsh is great to be. I've noticed Walsh is happy.
Yeah,
but
he's ready for it. It's just for some occasions I felt it's been the other way around. Maybe it's just the time and day in which I've been working with him. Sometimes he can be a little bit of a loose cannon as well.
Yeah, he can. But I've seen this from Amato. I think it's. personally. But then again, like I said, it's when you catch them, isn't it? And it's just depends on the shift sometimes too. If the shift's manic, sometimes the officers become manic.
That's very true.
So are all of us good with saying Walsh for senior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, S-Dick. He's a tough one for me. I'm going to be honest. Because skill-wise,
I
and
think
if he can just dial back his goddamn attitude.
That's what it comes back to me, though. It's like he has got, like, that whole kind of thing about him where if we're going to be ending up waiting like we have done for like, the last round of promotions to this round has been a while. And if we're going to end up making him wait that long again.
Yeah, because he was passed up last time, wasn't he?
Yeah, like I feel like we need to get
but
him
he's
up
been in more
because
now.
He is that good. Like he is good enough for it. He just, like I say, he needs his attitude to maybe just be like, I don't want to say like ironed out, but like just to maybe like a little nudge on it, be like, hey, just watch yourself.
I think
kind of thing.
he's got, okay, so for me, just what I've observed again, like I can only go off what I've observed, so I'm not, for me, he's better than when he first started. However, he still sometimes has this mindset of self, and he has the skills for it. And I think his thing is he'd rather detach and, consider himself solo to like progress or to get something. Like, I feel like he's still sometimes like he tries to be a one-man army too much.
Officer.
I don't think it is. You came forward and said that he kind of would go off and do his own thing. Like, he would suggest it, they'd come up with a plan, and then somehow he would kind of find his way back into that situation that he had suggested. So just really, I don't know if it's like, that's not like directly disobeying, but it's just kind of like, again, kind of turning himself into a one-man army. And unfortunately, when you get into corporal, you're starting to teach, you're starting to be mentors and examples, and it will hold him back from corporal. I think he's applied himself and he's been on shift enough and he's got the skills to be a senior officer, though. I agree. I'm just noting that down. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Then we've got Savage and Owen.
Wait, did we do Dick as well? Oh, sorry, did I miss Dick? I thought we were talking about Walsh. Dick attitude's a bit, is odd. But Savage. I've dealt with Savage a couple of times. I like Savage. He's the one I keep getting confused with Walsh. And I feel bad every single time.
Oh gosh! Now that you're saying that, I can totally get that. I can totally see that.
I think we had both of them, and this was the way we had both of them on the class 2 training. I'm pretty sure, and honestly, it was the fucking hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I didn't know which one was which half the time. They both looked exactly the same, and I got really scared. Yes.
That's all right.
But yeah, I think to be fair, I think both were good enough.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of Savage. He's been on shift a lot. I think he does well. And I think for senior officer, I think both him and Owen would be just fine. I mean, it's pushing them into where they can now look into other things or be considered for other things. I think they can be looking into their certs and things like that. So, I mean, like, that's another thing I take into considerations with promotions as well, that a lot of these officers can also look at certs. So there is still room for them to, work on things at senior officer level. And there's a lot of things coming up for LSPD and for, you know, all the departments that they can assist with, and it'll just give them opportunities to keep pushing them up the ladder. So I feel I've been in, we've got Bane, Azanka, you know, there's other ones if we can just get them in, you know, that are like right on the cusp.
Yeah.
If we could
Yeah,
just
there's-
get them
there's-
in and they could just finish up, you know.
There are some really close ones.
So I feel that officers will be filled in, you know, so I'm not too worried about. So I'll go ahead and mark them down. I mean, at the end of the day, we're putting it to high command, and I guess they ultimately can decide.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something we can just give our opinions across and they can decide on it, but senior officers.
For me, yeah, so for me, for senior officers, I would up are the ones that are going to be active, really.
Yeah.
But let me just double check what corporal is again. Corporal, so they are able to move departments, and they can get certifications and stuff like that. Which I think some have already started their certifications. Sorry about that. Sorry, I should put that on silent. Well, anyways, if we're looking at them, the ones that I would obviously push forward, right off of, I mean, Warden and Paus are the ones that stick out the strongest for me, personally. Just because I've worked with them more and I've seen them. They're very self-motivated. That have helped her, so I feel that she's gotten a big support system, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see her in corporal, and I'd like to see her start pushing herself, if that makes sense. I want to see her start standing out by herself. That's just my opinion on it. I think she's great, though. I've had several conversations with her.
Personally, like I think personally she's been operating already at a level with similar, if not the same as Kane, and that's even like separately away from each other. Like they've been doing very like similar stuff and the same sort of stuff. They've both been pushing themselves to try and help out people as well. And I think if if one person's already working at a level that's way above what she's already at, then it should be reflected. But again, I know they're not very keen in high command of doing a double push and stuff, but I mean that's how well I think she's been doing on a personal level. Like,
He's been around for quite a while. I've seen him more on shift. He's really matured a bit. I think as far as what a senior officer is and stuff like that, then I feel that he's very proficient at being a senior officer. I think he really wants the opportunity to lead and to start moving up the ladder. And he started with the certs and things like that. So I feel that for me, him going to corporal is that if you're serious about this, then here. You can pick up FTO. You can start pushing everything. You can get all your certs. Like, I feel like he's at that point.
He definitely is. I'd agree with that. He's done very well from what I've seen of him as well. He's actually been like, considering like I've seen him come in from like cadet all the way through and stuff. He's actually one of the people that I think has kind of flown under the radar for
under the radar for a while,
and like how well he's actually done. Like he's picked up a lot of stuff and he's picked up a lot of skills in quite a short amount of time, to be fair, and he's done really well with it all. So I think he'd be great as a corporal personally.
Yeah. The other two on that level that I feel are close at all to be considered would be
or if he's with what I've taking a handle on something if that situation arises. He's been reliable in that sort of aspect of work. Warden falls under the same boat. I have seen that Warden can be with some other people that will have a positive influence, but I have also seen Warden do work on our own without any sort of influence, which is also nice.
Mm-hmm.
I am aware with Shun, he's been putting a lot of work into drugs and narcotics. I don't know if he will ever go to being a sheriff. I do know he's very active about pursuing Marshall as a retirement home for one reason or another. I don't know why, but
Not really sure.
Plan for the future, you know. Yeah.
Has
looking
Shun
far
had any
ahead,
conversations with the sheriffs about his drug work? Because I think a while back this created a problem, did it not?
I don't know. I personally don't know, but I have seen that when they have had a bit of suspicious activity going off, they've usually gotten the work down to the T, gotten the evidence collected, and sometimes apprehended people, which is being all handled by the book, which was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I just know a while back there was some issues about people doing that and then having investigations on their own and not informing the sheriffs and then making arrests on their own. And then I think on top of that, I think Shun also was degrading the sheriffs on their work. He didn't have some very nice things to say about the sheriffs. Probably around the phrases is that sheriffs are washed and that they don't do shit with narcotics. So, I mean, if he's done the work, great. And if he's doing great and they're making arrests and it's all by the book, that's great. But if it is that sheriffs kind of handle narcotics, then I'd like to see him. I'd probably encourage him to work with the sheriffs instead of trying to be a one-man army. Much like I would anybody else.
Yeah.
But, I mean that's my thing.
then...
It's about, it's about respect, though, isn't it? I mean, I don't see him walking around telling the troopers they're washed for their systems of how they do certs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a bit of respect. But I do think he's there to where he's getting to corporal, I think. I don't see, other than that, I haven't seen any problems from him. And he's been around quite a while.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
For Sergeant, the only one I'd consider out of those three would be Morgan. But I don't see enough of Morgan, really.
Yeah, same. Same.
Morgan's great. He comes off as a goofy guy, but when you ask him to apply himself, he's actually pretty damn good.
He is a fantastic officer. He genuinely
he
is.
really
but
is.
I don't
He
think
comes
he's
off as
ready
a
for that.
goof. Yeah, but I don't think he's quite. Yeah, I think he needs a little more time and, like I said, a little more presence to get that sergeant role, in my opinion. Honestly, Loxley's he was on LOA for like 4 or 5 weeks. He's just barely gotten back, and when I've seen him, he's just kind of been on shift. I think he's trying to shake off the cobwebs of LOA. Tinderberry's been around, but I haven't seen anything from him.
I've not seen anything that would jump out.
Yeah,
and
that would
say
jump like
lieutenant,
LT ready. Chode's great, but his shifts are here and there, and same thing. I think he's a great sergeant, and he's got other stuff that he's helping him out as well. Actually, Chode should be moved, shouldn't he? He should be.
I don't know regarding that personally.
I don't know if that's like an official thing or if that was a joke because Collins with the Rangers outfit. I'm not sure. I don't think anything
to stay corporal if he could. So I don't think Cho would be suitable for a lieutenant in that respect.
Yeah. And then as far as lieutenants, captain, and stuff, I don't feel that I'm to that level. Plus, I've picked up CID, so I've got enough on my plate, and I just don't feel that I'm captain. Yeah, I'm not. No, I need to cook longer. My personal opinion. I like being LT, and then with the CID stuff, rank right now is not really something that I'm even looking at. So that's my personal assessment of myself. And then I think everybody else is where I think they should be up the chain.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that I think they'll ask that, but
as many other people, not as many other people either. But like it's there's definitely definitely all good in that where they are. So.
All right, cool. I noted it all down. Anything else we can think of that that needs to be taken to high command?
I need to personally try and catch the road at some point, but
I do as
that's
well.
more of a me thing. It's he's a very difficult man to catch when I'm around at the moment. So hopefully I can get him at some point. Don't know if it's worth taking. Yeah. Banks needs to speak to Lerone. Make him like a fucking beeline target for me, please.
Well, if I catch him, Lerone, did you catch Banks? Nope, catch him now.
Literally, like, I need to speak to him. So.
And the only thing, and this is probably not a thing for High Command, but need to try and ensure people are not stacking charges just out of contempt for the person that's doing the crime, or just for the sake of that they seem it's applicable. I've seen some reports lately that there's been things that fall under another charge that is still getting added on. Like I'm looking at one right now where someone's been done for speeding when they've been recklessly evading. It doesn't quite make sense.
All right. So we can take that to high command and just make sure that that's something that they're making sure to put out as well and keep an eye on. I know if I take it to high command, I know that the thing is going to be like, okay, well, as senior leadership, we need to make sure that we're telling low command this, and that we are, if we see stuff on it or we catch people on it, just make sure we're saying, hey man, I noticed this, it should actually be this, or if we put it out in the emails or something or whatever, just pass the word around. That's what what our job is or whatever, or what we're trying to do anyways. So I guess it looks like something we need to keep an eye out for. I know some of those ones, the good thing is that when you hover, I think some people don't realize it, but when you hover over the charge, it tells you what it includes and everything. Plus we've got the penal code and everything accessible. So really there's not really a excuse really. I know some can get a little dodgy, but usually you can ask somebody else as well. James captain when I don't think she wants captain. All right, cool. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. As well as I think there was the whole basically he pitched a class on report writing and evidence and stuff like that. Because it's something he's noticed that can be really suffering. A lot of incomplete reports, unfinished reports, or just reports that have no evidence tied to them, no photographs, nothing. So I think Chan Wu, as the LT, is kind of overseeing it a little bit and kind of being a thing there. But I think it's going to be Amato and Peralta, to where it's going to be a thing where over the course of a few weeks, they're going to have some different class setups. So you just basically sign up for a class, go in, they go over it, they give you examples of good ones, bad ones, whatever. and give you some tips. Basically, like I don't want to say advanced training because I feel like it's training that people should have already applied, but you know, it's there. But basically, it's just because we need to get the report right. Where we need to keep an eye on it. So basically, if somebody retro, people have up to 7 days to take things.
I mean, I've personally gone through a lot of reports recently, and just fucking there's a lot of warrants and stuff that had absolutely zero evidence on them and stuff. I'm actually like, not even a line just saying what was. Well, the only acts I do is I just get rid of the warrant. I'm like, there's literally no point. No one is going to do anything with this.
I've done that. Where I basically, when I see it and I go and I look and there's nothing on it and stuff, then I'll make a note of it myself. I'll put my name on it. And it'll literally say, warrant removed due to insufficient evidence for questioning, you know, or reasoning.
I think I did the exact same thing the other day with about 3 or 4 of them. So yeah.
Because it's just not, it's not a waste of our time. And honestly, it's a disservice to civilians. I mean, at the end of the day, if we're going to pull somebody, they would flag people's cars or they would see a similar car. And in the middle of pursuing them in an 80 or something like that, a 1080, they would or somebody's going to write a report, or somebody's going to run into them later and question them on it, and you're incriminating people without any real evidence or any real ties to that actual person. You know, and we can't operate like that.
Yeah, I think
isn't that again another fundamental thing that we teach people? But are people actually remembering to document vehicles outside of store robberies and stuff like that? Like, it's the amount of times I've got onto a report and there's been no images as well. Like, what are you supposed to do? There's no photographic evidence of anyone being there. There's no fingerprints. Someone's gone, oh well, we've got this plate scan, and it's like, cool. What was the car? What was the plate? Show us pictures. Keep the pictures on the reports and stuff. Like, it's nothing there.
So here's my thing on it is that I brought up this a long time ago. So you know how we have like primary on scene and stuff like that? And primary delegates and all this shit, right? And that's fine. Don't get me wrong. Here's my thing. I pitched this a long time ago and I just never got to practice it because back then I had a bunch of, officers under me because this is when I was corporal. But I've thought about positionary procedure at an active. So let's say first car on the scene is primary. That's not changed, right? But second car on the scene, secondary, they have, like, let's say primary, they're to handle delegation and pursuit order. And I know that seems crazy, but my thing is primary, because I've put them as that, then secondary, what secondary is going to do is they are going to be negotiations and scene control. Tertiary is documenting a vehicle and documenting of scene photography. Fourth unit. Trying to do pursuit order, but they're not seeing everybody that come in. They're, I just feel like it's all over the place sometimes.
One thing off of that is, like, I've had it before a couple of times recently where there's only been 2 people that have been at a scene up until very But that's what I mean. Like primary needs to delegate more, and that's the. I feel like people aren't taking that in. Like people aren't doing that. People are getting there and going, "I'm primary. I have to do everything." It's like, no, that's not the case at all.
No,
If I'm there
Yeah,
first on
that's the
scene, I'm straight
issue.
away like, whoever's his secondary, like, whoever, depending on what mood I'm in, I'm like, you can go and have a chat with people. I will stand out here and I'll document the vehicle. Like,
I think my thing is
like
people think that primary is similitude to negotiations, and I just don't think that's the way it should be. I think the reason I would prefer primary to handle pursuit order and or be in the pursuit is because usually primary is the one that needs to call UTL. And I feel, and pit box spike, and I feel if they stay with that the entire time during the active, then it cuts so much confusion out, in my opinion.
So, the two things I've always taught, especially with new cadets, is the following: when you got a primary on scene, I make it an equivalent of being a general. The general does not fire on the front lines. The general stays back behind the lines. They delegate. They tell who goes where, who does what. That will recommended that no primary should ever do negotiations. Never. I think it's like it's a no-go.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I feel like they need to really control the scene, and like you said, they're commanding it. They need to do that, and I feel that negotiations is so much easier from primary to be delegated. So I don't know if that's something a lot of communication that's happening during negotiations. If they're not in their pursuit, they're missing a lot of things, and if they were there from start to finish, like I just feel that I think it's something, if nothing else, when we train and teach, it's something we should push, even if we don't officially put it in.
I personally, from a textbook, procedure sort of thing, I don't think it would have a place, but I think it's more about our mannerisms and how we explain ourselves and how we what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me eventually. Basically, how we present ourselves in terms of being an officer on that scene and being the one that is taking control. And I think one thing that is also gone relaxed, a little bit too relaxed in this case of it's easy for us to arrive and take on the scene. I think really we should still be pushing for the newer officers to do that wherever possible. It's about their growth. It's all right for us doing it, but if we've done it 150 times in 3 weeks, then why do we need to do it 151 times?
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Back on the reins a little bit,
Yeah, I think all of us are guilty of it at times and stuff, and I think it's more of it because we all just want it to be smooth. But you're right. If we don't give them the chance to keep doing it that 150 times, then they aren't going to ever get smooth, And it will help us with evaluations for promotions down the road, I think, because we'll go, listen, this week I handed off, or they showed up and were primary X amount of times because they've been on a lot of shifts, and they were shaky at first, but then they've really picked it up, or when it comes to scene control and being primary, they have no confidence at all. So I won't put them forward for a promotion, but I am going to put them forward for let's get some mentorship and really push behind them, give them those nudges. It'll help us see better what they need help on.
Yeah, so I don't think we can make it like a official thing. I don't think it's every situation kind of it needs or accounts for that kind of stuff. I feel like it would have to be a kind of this is how we prefer it to go more than anything. Yeah. And then obviously
this scene can be fluid after all.
Yeah, like it would definitely help with, like I say, like the fluidity of stuff, and it'd help with running things properly and whatever. But I think that it would be difficult to have every scene run the exact same, but like running a out between them. Like obviously one person is going to have to go in and have a chat, but there's still going to be not enough to kind of go around them and be like, well, you need to stay outside and do a pursuit order because. I mean, I'm not saying that no people don't use their brain. It's just people need to be a bit more open to using more of their brain than what they're currently using, and actually kind of thinking bigger picture with, like, especially with the scenes where we've got the people there to do the kind of the running tertiary, running fucking parallels and stuff. Like that's where we need to be using those numbers to getting everything done. But there's no excuse in my book at all for not having pictures of a scene. Like. I mean,
Yeah,
if you've got evidence of something, like if you've got evidence because you've got a plate scan from someone as you're chasing away, great, fucking get that added onto the report. Like if you've got a fingerprint you found at the scene, great, I want a fingerprint of where you found that, a picture of where you found that fingerprint. Like I want that information on the report because then that's actionable. That's stuff that's like you can use. But if people aren't adding that basic information in, like again, it goes back to just kind of not being able to action stuff, and that if we try and push really hard on bits, like we're going to be really unable to, because we're going to come and get it bitten back on our ass, and we're going to be paying out big amounts of money because of court fees and settlements and stuff, and that's we don't want that. We've already had a big amount of money issues and stuff in the past and stuff, whatever. We don't want to be going back into that kind of situation because people can't be bothered to do their reports. Like,
yeah, I think it's something we need to. So I think as leadership here, and what we need to feed back down to low command is pushing for primary. Obviously, pushing for not ourselves to have other officers be primary, even if we show up first. Maybe give them those opportunities. If everything's fine, and it's not mean that the people are going to have to wait for more to show up. You know what I'm saying? If the opportunity's there, I think we should give the opportunity. Also pushing evidence and reports. Obviously, Amato's got his thing coming off, but this is something we should encourage and call up as well, at this point in our roles as LTs. And then just making sure everybody's got chain of command. And then, what was the other thing you said? God damn it, there was someone you said. Or someone you said, Brooks. What was it?
Oh, God, you're asking me now. God.
I know, it's just so much.
we have too many good points. God damn it.
I don't know. I'll probably figure it out later. I'll think about it.
Basically, primary taking the back seat. Is you ever heard of that saying? When you go back to your apartment and you're like watching the TV late in the evening, someone playing a game, and you always see that one person. He's like always telling the person what to do.
Backseat driving.
Backseat gaming or backseat
Oh,
driving.
yeah.
So get the primary to be that guy. It may
Be
be
that
annoying
guy.
as fuck, but it works.
It works. It works for what we're trying to do. And then I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, I know here and there unit counts have been kind of ridiculous at points because of radio comms. So I know it feels like a ball ache when, or at least for me, when I feel like I have to say these things on radio or say them to remind people, but
I'm glad you took notes.
Yeah, I took some notes and stuff like that.
That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I'll put the notes in senior leadership just to remind us of what we should be passing on and passing down, and then also officially list out what our promotional considerations are that we've talked about. And then, but I mean, if either of you wants to come to the high command thing to represent senior leadership, you can. So I'm just part of high command now, but I can do it either way. No biggie.
I mean, if you're there, you'll say, but if I'm around, I might try and swing by, but if I'm not, then obviously I'm happy for you to go ahead. You got the notes and stuff anyway, so I'm confident that you'll be able to
no worries.
pass it on.
All right, cool.
Oh, shit.
Well, I was headed back to the station, but, and it looks like there's some, it looks like all the cops are stretched all over the place. They're going to need help with that.
EMS to PD?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is them officers down? Is it okay to tend, or are you still sat and
I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Nobody's got there yet.
I'll wait round the corner then.
They were on channel 2, I think, so I don't know if there's anyone
Alright.
still on that channel.
Yeah, I would check that channel, Seamus.
Okay.
3 in Garrison.
10-4.
Shots come from the southwest. Driving off.
Car's gone onto Howick Avenue. Suspect on that roof still.
I've got eyes on west side roof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that just drove off was a
Big
white
car, yeah.
Stratum, I believe.
It's curling back round, it's just rammed into Banks'.
Oh!
Pink hair's down.
Cars down,
One on the
cars
white.
down.
I think that one's down.
Roof is still up, roof is still up. He's hit.
10-4. He's heavily injured.
He's down now, I've just hit him flop.
See anything from up there?
Careful,
Total.
Loxley.
Guy's down, I don't see
He
a
was,
body.
yeah, he was behind the back of that building you're at now.
For now.
Got an Infernus in the area, just slowed down. Torero.
No, it is.
What color is the Torero?
Black in colour.
It's on the east side of now.
Checking the rest of the roof now. There's still gonna be one up.
PD had sped by and headed this way.
Move this officer off the side street and move him into the alley.
Try it, Harris. I'm gonna get you.
230, I'm putting one of the people out of the car into your vehicle. I've not searched them, I've not done anything else with them.
Temple.
They were just in a vehicle that is kind of leaking a lot of fuel at the moment, so I wanted to get them out of the area.
EMS to PD, is it okay to tend?
Just give us a second, please, Seamus.
That's okay. Just asking.
Thank you, though.
Just gonna move you by my car.
Just want to make
Harris.
sure that everyone's cleared out of the way.
That's fine.
Just gonna move you over here, okay, buddy?
I can't.
Son, over into the alley.
Oh, yeah, Brooks is bringing him
I got
over.
it.
It's Harris.
4.
Shots fired.
From?
I don't know. I thought I heard shots fired, and there was a bunch of civilians running. So, I don't know.
Can I get a unit on Howard in the corner here? I believe it's going to be
I don't know what the road is, but the southeast corner, we've got someone who I think fell off the roof.
Alright, I'll come that way.
See me on the roof here, directly below me by this tree.
We've got 4 officers who are collected up. If we want to try and get EMS in.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, Leslie. I see it.
Simple things.
One thing I can't see is behind a tree.
He looks like he's got half moulded with the floor right now, so...
I can't imagine it's
move back up.
easy to raise a family in those.
I'll get you out of the tree here.
Alright, I believe it's code 4. Let's try and get EMS on scene.
Help!
Just scan around quickly. There was a car.
Oh, sorry about that, Banks.
All good.
I'll be searching your person. We're moving 3 advanced lockpicks, 2 bags of crack, knuckle dusters, golf club. Taking the batteries out of your 2 radios. Swiggy Kingstone.
I'm bringing the suspect off the roof down now.
Therefore.
I'm gonna put this one in my car and then move them around to where everybody
If the
else
officers
is.
want to take their crims to pillbox, and we take all the officers.
Can you say that one more time, Seamus?
We're going to take the officers if you want to take the crims to pillbox.
I've got one down suspect here. It's Twig Kingston.
Hey, I wish you'd catch up over a round of golf.
Suspect's gonna be a Heidi Love.
You okay down here, Jesse?
Yeah, just making sure.
Put me up on the roof.
Nope. Are you fine? You're looking around.
And I take 2.
Oh, cool. Owen, do you want to take this one?
The 2 are stabilized.
Well, I mean, I can take them to the hospital, but I'm like, after that, do you want to take them?
Yeah, I can do.
Alright, if you don't mind. I'll give you what I got off them and stuff.
Seamus, do you want us to take these suspects back, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay, I've got one in my car. I'm just coming back up here with the group.
I'm going back to my car now.
I'm going to put one suspect in your car, yeah. Loxley.
You searched him?
Searched them, yeah.
GSR as well?
Not yet, no. We need to do that.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's got a ticket. It's, well, who's
Go
best
on,
to take evidence from
please.
you now? I don't know.
Guys.
Really, what's
Some units can run with you.
I'm gonna go and check out Savage because he's got 13 Bravo as well.
Yeah, he might have fell off the bus on his way in. What the hell?
As we're moving
243 is 76 in that way as well. I've got 195 in my car.
back. 776 shoulder. Kind of blocked it.
I deal with the officers, Madison, and I deal with the other ones when they come in.
10-4.
Downed officers are at pillbox now. They've been taken inside.
95's just arrived.
Take the officers to ICU and let's lock the doors in ICU.
Take them towards C, please.
What happened to that? Are they
Shot. Two 4-3 to 257.
Go ahead.
So you're getting evidence, but after that you'll be coming to pillbox, right, to get this 95.
10-4.
All right, thank you.
Just be advised, the twig when he was down on the floor said to me that his this still could have been avoided if Cooper had kept the 8 p.m. appointment with him. Which, yeah,
Hold on one
take
second.
that
I'll
we
get
will.
your eyes fixed.
Swiggy wasn't involved in that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, no.
You'd probably be able to tell by the fact he didn't even have any weapons other than a golf club with knuckle dusters.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll be able to take all your guys' statements and stuff like that, so no biggie.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we got 3 95s in the back. Is there any more?
Shame is, I think this.
That's just the 3.
Something, man.
What do you
I'm
think?
hurting. Please.
I need to have a look at over as well. I think I got a couple of bullets still inside me.
Yeah, if you want to go to where Madison is, she'll treat you.
Doing good, Loxley? You
Yeah,
watching the
not
whole?
too bad, you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
That was great where you standing just then. I got a good photo of that.
What?
Kind of waiting for my 95 as well. So.
Got Swiggy, who apparently fell off the roof. They said
Yeah.
Heidi tried to say he wasn't involved in stuff. He doesn't even have a, well, he didn't even have a gun. All he has a golf club. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, you guys can all give your statements and then the officers will fan it out. So that's all we can do.
I mean, the guy was yelling. I could hear him from the roof. That was the only reason
Yeah,
I
it was
noticed
super
him,
loud when I got up on him, and I was just like,
Mr. Wacker
the reason
pull up
you're
in that
yelling at
Lambo,
me?
and he's gonna
Yeah, I sort of
recover
was
the
like, I was like,
stolen vehicle
the
for
person
us.
on the roof with me, and then I looked down and I was like, oh, he's down there.
Whoops. Whoops. All right. I'm going to go off or whatever and stuff. Owen's going to get my 95. I'm going to meet up with him. But, if I don't catch you sometime later this shift and stuff, I'll try to catch you sometime soon. Just talk about some different CID stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, if you're finished there, come give me a hand.
And I'm on my way.
Myself.
Okay, I know Loxley's back there waiting and stuff like that. So mine was mine was Swiggy. So.
Okay, I've never met that person before, but nice.
This is
There was like
Hello?
one building.
You alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'll be there in just a second.
Oh my word. You okay?
I'm running around
Yeah, I'm alright. Just
one of the other ones up.
just took a couple bullets. I'll be there in a
Possible we
minute.
could do with some of the officers
Where?
to come back and get their vehicles.
In my leg.
Oh my word. Well, I hope you're alright.
Yeah, I'm alright. It's just occupational hazard, as they say. I'll be there in a second.
Well, I'm at our compound, but let me know when you're gonna be there, and I'll drive round.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm there and ready to be picked up. Cool.
Cool. Yeah, just call me. All right.
All right, bye.
Glad you're okay.
Oh, shit. I just hung up on him. You alright, Harris? He's alright. This is 95. Can you hear me, Harris? Is anybody having problems hearing people?
Can hear you, James.
I can hear you fine.
Alright, I just meant like in person. It seems like people aren't hearing people. You start bringing all your shit to meetings.
Jeez.
They look pretty cool, these golf clubs. We should get some of these, Banks.
Yeah, I like the golf clubs personally. That's quite good. Nice
Yeah.
little.
I've got
It's like
some
business
more.
casual, you know.
Yeah.
I've got some more if you want some.
I can't know 195.
I can also make titanium golf club cricket bats. Not cricket bats.
Oh,
fucking
baseball
bats.
Oh wow.
I can also make you a gun if you want an upgrade.
No, I'm good. You've told me before.
I'm gonna follow the tow truck back to MRPD and get this car put inside. Alright.
Get all the evidence down here.
I haven't picked up any evidence from down there yet. No.
I'll do it.
Hey, get out of that.
Hello. Coming out.
Can you drive me to the police station?
Sorry, I can't right now, buddy. We're in the middle of an active.
How about in 5 minutes?
Probably not, because we're gonna have people with us. Get out of the car. Thank you. But if you go straight down and go left, you'll get there.
How long will it take?
I'm not sure if there's any seats available, buddy, but I'd say maybe 7 or 8 minutes. You'll see people start to leave. Get out of the car.
Get out the car.
Is that all the 95's been gotten and accounted for, yeah?
Have you got one in the back of your car?
Get out of the car.
Sorry.
Right over there. Move away from
Oh.
pillbox, please.
Oh.
Sir.
Get out of the car. You're gonna get tased.
Hold on. I don't speak too much English.
Okay. Leave, please.
Watch out, there's a place inside the vehicle.
I'll go this way.
Remove, sir, or we'll handcuff you. Move away from my pillbox.
Loxley, that's gonna be Owen's 95. Can I hand you the few things that he had on him? You ready for him?
Yes. Give me a second.
It's
yeah,
4 things.
That should have enough space. My pockets are pretty deep.
And there you go. That's it.
So,
Alright, cool. Thank you.
appreciate it.
Owen, Loxley has your 95. It'll be the one with green hair. Swiggy.
Are you taking me to the police station?
James, can you take this? He stole an EMS vehicle.
Thanks when you're ready, mate.
Did he-
My car's been fucking weird.
Oh, did he try to hotwire and all that stuff?
She drove off with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just put him in.
It wasn't
put him in,
unlocking.
and we'll go talk to him. Yeah.
The battery's on my key fob, alright?
Alright, thank you.
What if I say sorry?
We're gonna be 76 back to PD. We'll hop on channel 4 for processing if you guys want to go and drop off and do the
How about you
S plus
just drop
boost.
me off here, and I'll be on my way.
You seem to have problems kind of listening, buddy.
I'm bringing him. Yeah, I'm bringing it back now.
Oh, lovely. Thank
My bad.
Thank you.
I have tinnitus in my right ear.
Mm-hmm.
I find it
EMS,
hard
come back to
to
channel 10.
listen.
Thank you, EMS. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for
Alright, well, I'm gonna take you in here. We're gonna find out what's going on real quick, okay?
Is the sheriff here?
There's a couple of sheriffs here.
Are you a sheriff?
Nope. I am not.
Are you a new recruit?
Nope. I'm one of the higher ranking officers here.
You don't seem very good at your job.
Oh, well, you know,
Anyone got a
you don't seem
report?
very good at listening, so guess tit for tat,
yet.
isn't it?
Could you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Sorry, 10-9. I couldn't tell if that was a yeah or no.
Sorry, no, not yet.
Let's see, we'll take you
Right.
out here.
I'm just gonna make one so I can put some evidence to.
Hold on.
Try to attempt to steal them, or you will be charged. That make sense?
I thought that it was a taxi.
No, wasn't a taxi. It was a
If
police
there's an
officer
explosion
car,
at
and then it was
MRPD,
also an
ignore it.
an
It's just the
ambulance.
suspect car blowing up.
Report.
Timing on that was impeccable.
Can you help me get a gun license?
You can go and hit the button at the front office and see if you can get one, yeah? I'm actually going off duty for a bit. Okay?
Thank you, Mrs. Lady.
See you later. Yep. That was the bad move, buddy. He tried to punch me. I tackled his ass. Dumb.
Glad I got the evidence out before I moved it.
Good idea. Alright guys, I gotta go 1042 for a bit. I'll probably be back, but if not, see you next shift.
4, thank you.
Sit down, James.
I told you Loxley has your 95, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Apologies, I'm going to grab his 95.
Okay. Alright, cool. Just making sure you guys knew. He also has everything that I took off of him.
Thank you very much, much appreciated.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just make sure I take all my shit to meetings from now on.
Should I use that, Owen?
Yeah, just put the suspect vehicle where it needs to be.
That's one way to do it.
It can't get any more damaged.
True, that's true.
Clock off. Me and stuff like a dum-dum. Did you hit the button?
Yes, can you help me?
Nope, I'm off shift, buddy.
I'm being assaulted.
Yeah, you're about to be assaulted, buddy. Alright, cool.
Can you please let me go? I was assaulted.
Yep, you were assaulted in self-defense.
You assaulted me first.
No, I don't think so, buddy.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got flattened geese. Unlucky.
See, I have schizophrenia, so I thought that you were this stupid idiot in front of me.
I don't think that's how schizophrenia works, buddy.
Well, you don't have schizophrenia, so you wouldn't know how it works.
Alright, well, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put him down the cells.
Cool, no worries.
So are you going to help me get my gun license?
No. At the very least.
I get you, but if you
He may need
meant to be
EMS.
having
I
a
don't know.
meeting with one person.
Quick question, did you GSR test this person?
No, I did not. Let me go in here and get some stuff. It's nuts, isn't it? I can't even fucking walk out the building. The guy tried to swing on me. I tackled him. He ran. Came out. I had a feeling he was going to try it anyways, but... You know, you try to be a helping officer. And you get a bunch of bullshit. Hey, already.
Bloody hell.
I don't have time for this. I'm gonna let you go if you just chill out. And he's like, okay. He went to go punch me then, and I just tackled him, and I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then I went in.
Right, here we are. We need to head up to the ranch. I've got a present for you anyway. It's quite loud, but it'll do.
It's got a capable purr to it anyways.
Yeah. So who bloody shot you?
I don't know, they were all en masse. I think it might have been, maybe some of the Aztec.
Shot you yesterday.
That's not good.
No, it's okay. Yes, I'm alright, I'm alright. Any minor wounds like yourself?
You know what's pretty funny?
Mm.
I went like months when I first became a cop. I went months and months and months without being shot ever. Like I was in some gunplay, but I never got shot. And then the very first time I got shot, I took a shot like to the side of my temple, and it literally like one hit out, left, right, good night. I was done.
Jesus.
And
that's kind of unheard of now.
Yep. And so that happened, and then since then I've only been in a few different ones where I've actually gone down or whatever. But it's been it's just funny how like it for months and months it never happened, and then once it happened, then like once every few weeks or stuff.
How big is it then?
It kind of
I
is.
don't see it. You ain't got...
Yeah, it doesn't work in cars, but yeah, no, I That's why I wear a ball cap, because apparently ball cap I was wearing that day slowed the bullet down, so vis-a-vis I did not die. So now I always wear a ball cap.
Oh, good, good.
Been up to much today?
Not really, no, in fairness. Just been kind of lingering around, had a bit of a drink earlier while I waited for you. Otherwise, no, all good. Been very quiet. Just the way we like it.
I actually thought I had texted you back and said that I got tied up and I would be there in a minute, but I guess that message didn't send through. That's why you called. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And it was funny because you asked if I was
That's
dead, and I was
right. Like, it's like anything though, isn't it? But in your line of work, it's just definitely going to get the busiest. Were you at the scene then, or did you sort of just have to get to it?
Oh, you mean, yeah, I came at the tail end of it, because that meeting had gone on, and then was trying to get everything sorted, and then, yep, things kicked off, so I had to go help out, and then, took a couple of bullets